Let's go in. God. Tunneling under a house, massive slab leak repair. This is Plumbing 101. Now, tunneling under a house to fix a massive slab leak repair, that's not a lot of fun. But let me ask you this, can you imagine having 100 feet of tunnel up under your house? That's kind of scary, isn't it? Well, we actually ran into a house that needed multiple repairs made. We looked at the sewer with the camera, we tested it, we did different things, but here's the problem. There were leaks everywhere, and you could literally see it. So what we ended up doing is we ended up having to create an access hole. So what we did right here, we replaced the two-way cleanouts, and they were really close to the house, and to get everything in here, we actually offset over to get everything right here. This is for a future plumber or the homeowner. If there's ever a blockage, anything like that, where they need to run a camera in, that's what this is all about. So one thing I like about what my plumbers did, they put a test plug here. Now this is really cool because you pull this plug, you put in a test ball. That way you can test everything at one time. Anytime we do a major change like this, we want to be able to test everything that we put in to make sure there's not any problem. Say we just changed out a piece going 20 feet in or something. We would also put a test ball at the other end just so we could test our section. That way if they do have a small leak somewhere else, we're not responsible for that. Please hang around to the end for 2 questions, 2 minutes, something that we do to answer questions from our viewers. If you've got a question you'd like answered in one of our videos, please go to 2questions2minutes.com and leave it there. 2 and 2. So how do you tunnel under a house? Well, first of all, you've got to create access holes. And that's what this is. You create an access hole so you can get down and actually follow the plumbing in. Now, you do that, you know where you need to go, you know where to start by the two-way cleanouts. Now, the old two-way cleanouts, as you can see, well, not in great shape. But we were able to run a camera through to look at it so we knew where everything was and where we needed to go. Then we marked the hole out, got the dig crew out here, they get out, they come down. As you see, I've got about a 4 foot by 4 foot entrance here that's about 3 feet deep, goes right under the grade beam, and we're gonna climb in under there and get a look at some of this plumbing to see what kind of problems we fixed. Now, as you can see, we've already been here and done the job, but getting in safely is the most important thing. Now, there's a lot of plumbers that die in tunnels doing work like this. The problem is, they normally dig their own tunnels. We actually have professional crews come out and excavate for us. They give us a big enough entryway that we can get in and out safely. Believe it or not, these tunnels are about 3 foot wide, 3 or 4 feet tall once you're up under here. And there's normally enough room for me and another plumber to actually get in here and do some work. So let's take a peek up under here. You ready? Come on. Why does cast iron pipe leak? Well, cast iron is actually buried underground. As you can see, we've got the sand, we've got the dirt, we've got everything down here. And the problem is, as soon as you start putting in cast iron pipe, well, it starts rusting. And to be honest, if it's not put in, it's not bedded properly, even if it's in a bad position, maybe it's stressed. And I know you wouldn't think that cast iron pipe could be, but if it's stressed, that's gonna also cause it to possibly get a fracture, anything like that. Cast iron pipe literally starts rusting the day you put it in the ground. Now, cast iron has a life expectancy of 50 to 100 years above the ground. What do you think it does to it once you bury it underground? Whenever it starts getting wet, it starts oxidizing, it starts rusting, then you start having problems. This is access number 2. So you saw I came all the way from the front where the two-way cleanouts are to the back where this wall cleanout and bathroom are, but we've still got another branch line that goes all the way over to the kitchen. So let's go over there. Okay, water line leaks are something that we also worry about and we have to deal with all the time. Now, anytime that we are doing a slab leak repair, we get down and make sure to actually look at the water lines. Are they in good condition? Are there any kinks? Are there any bends? Anything that we need to worry about? While we're down here, if we find something like that, we can go ahead and replace it just to make sure that the homeowner does not have any problems in the future. And here we are, access hole number 3. Let's go in. God. So this is something we see sometimes. You see the pipe going through the beam. Now, this was wrapped pretty well. As you can see, there's room for the pipe to move around in there. So what we do here, we pull out the old pipe, put the new pipe back in. Now, if this was a water line and there's actually a leak in the beam, If it doesn't go up into a manifold, up into a bathroom or toilet or something like that, what we would do is cut it on each side of the beam and route around it. So cast iron pipes literally leak because if it gets cracked, anything like that, it rusts. You heard me talk about oxidation, and what happens, it starts rusting on the outside and deteriorating from the very beginning. Now don't get me wrong, it's only certain areas that do that. I've climbed under houses in Texas that were built 60 years ago that the cast iron still looks brand new, looked amazing. I've climbed under some that after 10 years, it's already deteriorating, it's already got cracks in it, things happen. Whether it's what people are putting on the inside, the way it's made, coated on the outside, I'm not sure. There is some chemical compound to the ground that causes problems for the cast iron pipe. So whenever we change it out, what we do now, we go to PVC. The reason being, life expectancy is much longer. It's never gonna rust. Now, if it's not put in properly, it can still bow, it can belly, it can even break if it's not put in a stress-free installation. That's why plumbing codes and things like that tell you, put it on undisturbed dirt and bed it in. Well, whenever you do a replacement like this, you literally go through, you install hangers as you saw, support everything very well. That way, when the backfill crew comes in, puts all the dirt back in, everything stays right where it's supposed to. If you've had this done before, let me know, what did they take out? What did they put in? Did they take out cast iron? Were they using ABS, PVC, anything like that? Because believe it or not, we've found slab leaks with PVC too. Money for Nothing asks, what do you do if somebody glues together all the PVC piping under your sink? Well, I've seen this before. The old heavy duty P-traps, they used to glue together. Now they use the slip joint type. My question would be, is there any way you can get in from the top of it to clean it out, or what are you wanting to take it apart for? I love the glued together traps if they're put together right. Now, if you want to change it out, go back to where it comes out of the wall, cut it off, glue on a trap adapter, let that cure, let that set as long as it's supposed to, then put on what you need to. Now, before you do that, you want to make sure you've got your angles right. You may need to put on the 45 before the trap adapter so that your P-trap will line up exactly where you need it. Next question is from Chris at Construction Cronies. Chris, how are you doing? Man, sorry I didn't see this very fast. Here's the thing. If you've got a faucet, if you've got a tub and shower valve that you're only getting cold water through, chances are it's a posi-temp. It's something designed to not allow hot water to flow through. The reason being, if it sticks in one or the other, you want it to fail on the cold side, not the hot. If it stayed nothing but hot, somebody could get in there and actually scald themselves. That wouldn't be good. I do not have a video just on changing the particular brand faucet that I think you have. What you need to do is shut off the water, look, find out what brand it is. You can take off the cover plate, see if you can get that exact cartridge first, have it there with you. That way you shut down the water, take off the cover, pull the cartridge, replace it. I've done this with a cartridge before, and I do have that video. We'll put a link in the comments, but I think the one that yours is, I probably hadn't done yet. So if you're a homeowner or a plumber, have you ever dealt with a slab leak like this? Have you ever had to replace the cast iron, PVC, ABS, whatever's under the house? Now, there's signs around here that maybe there have been foundation works in the past. That can cause problems because when you lift that foundation, it's liable to put a stress, like we talked about, on the cast iron pipe and put it in a position where it's only gonna break. If you've had this done before, you've had repairs made, let me know, how long was your tunnel? How deep was your tunnel? How big was it? And if you don't mind telling, how much was the repair? This repair isn't very cheap, I promise. But as you can tell, there's a lot of dirt, there's a lot of work going on here. Do me a favor, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. I'm Roger Wakefield, Elite AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.